And our second main topic today gets sent in to us by Canada Rocks, who writes, "It looks like Josh Boone has confirmed on Twitter that a new Mutants trailer is coming out in January. Ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the national nightmare. And it's being reported the release date is still indeed April 3rd, 2020. After all the drama, could this film actually see the light of day? I'm cautiously excited, but is there any chance this movie will be good? Thank you so much for all your contributions to the film community, and keep up the filthy." All right, thanks a lot for for sending that in, Canada Rocks. And yep, the film that was originally scheduled, I believe, to come out in 2004, New Mutants, that has but seriously though, it was scheduled to come out years. It wasn't like a year or two ago. It was supposed to come out
2 years ago.
2 years ago, it was supposed to come out. I think we recently celebrated the 3rd anniversary of the first trailer coming out, which is just crazy when you think about it. So here we have New Mutants, right? It's on again, it's off again, all the drama with Fox. And then the drama continued as the Fox transition went over to Disney. Now, a lot of people then started saying, well, Disney's probably just going to shelf this thing. I mean, that was a common belief amongst a lot of fans, was that Disney is just going to shelf this thing. They're never going to let this movie see the light of day. They're going to shelf it and all that kind of stuff. Now, Rob, when you and I were at CinemaCon back in April, they talked New Mutants, and they had New Mutants posters around and stuff like that. So it seemed like Disney was still going to move ahead with it. With Disney Plus, a lot of people started wondering, I wonder if maybe it's not going to get a theatrical release, but instead it gets some sort of Disney Plus release. But then a number of months ago, Disney put out an updated list of their release schedule, and it still had New Mutants there. And even though it was still on that list, a lot of people still seemed to doubt, Rob. Still a lot of people doubting that this thing was actually going to see the inside of a theater. Well, it looks like this might be the thing to put that to rest, Rob. It looks like we may finally be able to put that to rest, because the director of New Mutants has come out and said a new trailer is coming in January. Actually, if you go down and take a look specifically, he writes, there we go. A brand new trailer for New Mutants is set to debut in January. A trailer for New Mutants soon, says Josh Boone, in January. So it looks like, unless Disney is going to pull a little bit of a fast one on us here, Rob, which I don't expect, and, surprise us in January with a New Mutants trailer that then says on the bottom, coming to Disney Plus in April. It actually looks like it's actually finally flipping happening. We're getting New Mutants into the theaters. Now, Rob, this is okay, because on the one hand, like, we've always known they shot New Mutants to be very separate from all the X-Men stuff.
Right.
So some people said, well, is this the final Fox X-Men film? But they always made this movie to kind of be separate from the X-Men universe anyway. So it's fine. I'll tell you what, despite all the problems, despite all the drama, and maybe I'm being a bit naive here, I still believe, Rob, that this movie can be really good. I like Josh Boone. I liked the trailer very much. Like when that New Mutants trailer came out when I was, 17 years old, I thought it was actually really good. And it felt like Fox at the time was doing what they did with both Deadpool and Logan. They took the comic book genre and decided to do something totally different with it. They did that with Deadpool, and it worked. They did it with Logan, and it worked. And it really felt like they were trying to push those boundaries again with New Mutants. Now, again, there's been a lot of rumors and reports about big drama with the movie and all that kind of stuff. But maybe I'm being naive. I still believe in this movie. So, Rob, 2 questions. Number 1, do you actually think now that the discussion is over, the movie is coming out, it's in theaters, or maybe not? Secondly, where's your faith level right now in what the quality of this movie can ultimately be?
Well, John, I'm always saying we live in interesting times. And now that we have a release date for both Black Adam and apparently
and Shazam and New Mutants. Yeah.
What are we going to talk about next year? I mean, all of these things are coming true. No, I'd heard Bill Sienkiewicz, who's one of my favorite comic book artists of all time. He went online this weekend and said that Josh Boone told him, or I guess showed him, the new trailer. And Bill Sienkiewicz created, or he was the artist when he came over to New Mutants and started drawing when he left Moon Knight. he famously drew the Demon Bear storyline, which they've drawn heavily from for the movie, which is great because I was blown away by that storyline. It's really terrific. And he said that what he saw, he was blown away. And, of course, what's he going to say, right? I know, hyperbole. but I get it. But, he's not the kind of guy that I'm sure he's making money, but I'd like to believe that he's got integrity. And I think that if he's excited about it, we should be, because like you, I enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was a really bold, audacious choice to go in and not necessarily, sure, it's going to be an origin story-esque kind of a thing, but they just are jumping right into one of the most indelible comic stories from the first run of New Mutants. And I couldn't be more excited. So I really think that we might, hope, get something pretty special. And the fact that they've said it's really a horror film. And I love this idea, John. So I am cautiously optimistic. I would love to see this film. I hope it's great. I love the cast. And again, will wonders never cease? Who would have thought your 17-year-old self would have to wait this long to see a New Mutants movie? But here we are.
And with the Sienkiewicz thing, I'd want to caution people the same way we did about the Richard E. Grant reaction,
right?
Pardon me, to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. When Richard E. Grant, that tear-filled reaction he gave to seeing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, I said, look, I have very little doubt he's being authentic and honest, but just because he's being authentic and honest, that doesn't mean I'm going to think the same thing that he does. Like, right. I think he and I said at the time, I think Richard E. Grant legitimately loves the movie that much, but that doesn't necessarily mean you and I will. So I believe Sienkiewicz is being honest. I believe he's speaking from the heart. I believe he's saying what he actually thinks. But much like the Richard E. Grant thing, that doesn't guarantee you and I are going to think the same thing that he did. So
exactly.
We'll have to wait a little bit. Question here is, guys, what do you think about this? It's a two-part question. Number one, do you actually now believe, can we actually now say that, yes, this New Mutants movie is indeed coming out? But the second question is, how good do you think it can be? Do you think it'll be another, Fox legacy film that turns out to be like Deadpool or Wolverine or X-Men Days of Future Past? Or do you think it's going to be one that turns out more like, X-Men what was it called? X-Men Dark Phoenix?
Something like that.
Well, do you think it's going to turn out to be one of those? What do you guys think? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.